Hello, my name's David Seaman, and this is the Three Lions podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Three Lions podcast. My name is Russell Osborne and this is an independent England football supporters podcast. Hope you're good. Hope I find you well. Now, the senior men have now finished their October international break. You can tune into the review episode. That was where I took a look back on Wales and Latvia with CJ Joyner. You can still catch that at your podcast provider of choice or threelionspodcast.com. I also released an episode where I previewed the World Nations Cup for walking football with Stuart Langworthy. Always happy to get behind those guys. World Nations Cup is coming up very soon over in Spain. If you want to know more about that, then go check it out. It's in the same places. And then there is this episode. We are back. We are talking women's football. The Lionesses are European champions. Winners back in the summer. Seems a while ago now, for whatever reason, doesn't it? I guess, personally, I've had a few things going on since. But anyway, they are back and will be facing both Brazil and Australia. And as per normal, I've got all the squad details and I'm going to introduce you to a new guest shortly. So there's plenty to get through, but let's start on the 13th of October, the day before Sarina Wiegman announced her squad. Millie Bright, who I'm sure you remember, made herself unavailable for the summer's Euro squad. She announced her retirement from international football. Back in the summer, she withdrew from that squad, citing she couldn't give 100% mentally or physically to the cause, and along with surgery for a knee injury, she withdrew. She has now confirmed that she won't return to the team and has retired after 88 caps and 6 goals. She says her priorities have changed, that she craved family time, time with friends and time for herself. Which, when it's put like that, it's easy to understand. Any professional sports person has to give a lot to the cause, and other things suffer because of it. There's training, there's matches, there's travel, there's media commitments. All these things take a lot out of your daily life, I guess. Now, she began her Lionesses career back in September 2016, and her last game in an England shirt came at the back of April this year, 3-2 defeat to Belgium. She has been back in a Chelsea shirt this season, and it appears that Sarina was keen to select her when she was asked when she announced her squad the following day. So yeah, her priorities now basically are Chelsea and family. Of course, Millie Bright joins the likes of Rachel Daly, Mary Earps, Fran Kirby, all who have recently retired from the international game and were all part of that first European Championship victory on home soil. That's right, we are double, back-to-back, European champions. But as I said, the following day, Sarina, she announced her squad for the upcoming friendlies against Brazil, which is on Saturday the 25th of October. That's at the Etihad Stadium in Manchester. And then against Australia on Tuesday evening, the 28th at Derby's Pride Park. I'll take a look at our record against both of those in a moment. But first, I've got the squad here. Let's go through it. It is a 25-player squad. 3 goalkeepers. Hannah Hampton, Kiara Keating and Anna Morehouse. 9 defenders. Lucy Bronze, Jess Carter, Niamh Charles, Alex Greenwood, Taylor Hines, Katie Reid. Maya Letitia, Esme Morgan and Lotta Wooben-Moy. 8 midfielders. Laura Blinkild-Brown, Missy Bo Kearns, Lucia Kendall, Grace Killington, Jess Park, Georgia Stanway, Ella Toone, Kira Walsh, and 5 forwards, Michelle Agyman, Aggie Beaver-Jones, Chloe Kelly, Beth Mead, and Alessia Russo. There are a few new names within that squad that you may not be familiar with. We'll touch on those in a minute. But the average age of the squad is 25 years old. There are 870 caps across it and 165 goals. I know you like your stats. There are 6 players from Arsenal, 5 from Chelsea, 4 from Manchester City, 3 from Manchester United, 2 from Aston Villa, and 1 each from Orlando Pride, Gotham FC, Washington Spirit, Bayern Munich, and Brighton Hove Albion. So there are players that maybe you are familiar with that aren't in this squad. There is no Leah Williamson. She's out with a knee injury. No Lauren James and no Lauren Hemp. Both of those are suffering from ankle injuries. There's no Ellie Roebuck either, goalkeeper, who's currently at Aston Villa. After a period of time at Barcelona, she's actually got 11 caps to her name. So maybe a little surprised that, I don't know, she's just struggling to get back into the side. So let's take a look at, some of those players that you may not be so familiar with. There's 5 players who are uncapped. 2 of those are goalkeepers, Kiara Keating and Anna Morehouse, which is what I mentioned Ellie Roebuck as being a possibility for the team. But the 3 uncapped outfield players, Taylor Hines of Arsenal, Katie Reid, also of Arsenal, and Lucia Kendall of Aston Villa. Taylor Hines is a left-back for Arsenal. She's 26 years old and transferred from Liverpool to the Gunners in the summer after making 131 appearances for them. She also played for Everton prior to that, so she's played for both sides in Liverpool. But before that, she actually began her career at Arsenal, so she's come back home, as some might see it, and so far has slotted in quite comfortably. Now, on the international front, she's got a bit of a background. Previously representing England at under-17 level, she won 20 caps with 11 goals. Also 8 caps and 3 goals for the under-19s. She won the bronze. She was part of the bronze medal winning team at the under-20 World Cup in 2018 in France. However, she also has a cap for the Jamaican national team. After recently playing against France in October last year, she was eligible to play through them through family heritage, but she was born in England. Now, obviously, that was a friendly, and these upcoming games against Brazil and Australia are friendlies. So I think it's a case of once you've played in a competitive match, then you are tied to that nation. Katie Reid, also of Arsenal, is a centre-back and has been a big prospect for them for some time now and is now getting her opportunities. She's made appearances for various England youth teams over the years, under-17, under-19 and also the under-23s, despite only being 19. And without wanting to pick her out for any specific reason, but she's easily identifiable because of her flowing red hair. Let's just say that. And Lucia Kendall from Aston Villa is a midfielder, aged 21, who last year was at Southampton, who were previously a non-league side. Kendall helping them on a journey to the Women's Championship. And got rave reviews along the way. Like Hines and Reid, she's also represented England at youth levels, under 15, under 19 and under 23. So, as the team that Serena inherited back in September 2021, we really now are seeing sort of a transition of players coming through. Especially when you look at the likes of Maya Letitia, Grace Clinton, Michelle Agyman. There is a wealth of talent out there she is giving opportunities to. So Brazil and Australia this month. And we already knew China had been scheduled for November at Wembley. I've already got a ticket for that one. But also Ghana at Southampton on the 2nd of December was announced. First time meeting between those two. And I'll preview China and Ghana nearer the time. But Brazil and Australia, two nations we have history with. Brazil, an opponent we've met on 4 occasions, and unsurprisingly, never in Brazil, although that may change in 2027 as they host the World Cup finals of that year. However, on those 4 occasions, we've won 2, drawn 1 and lost 1. And we last met at Wembley in 2023 at the Finalissima final at Wembley. It ended 1 apiece, but was won 4-2 on penalties by England. That was a good evening. Enjoyed that. Previous to that, in 2019, they beat us 2-1 in a game played at Middlesbrough. We beat them 2-0 in the She Believes Cup in 2019 in the States. And the first meeting was at Notts County's Mead Park in 2018. Now, they are ranked 7th in the FIFA rankings. The best they've achieved in the World Cup was runners-up in 2007. But back in South America, they are the current Copa America holders. Competition, they have won on 9 occasions. Australia and the Matildas, as they are commonly referred to, or the CommBank Matildas for sponsorship reasons. If you want a little more insight into that story, I'd recommend the book More Than a Shirt by Joey D'Urso. Anyway, we've met the Aussies on 7 occasions, most recently the World Cup semi-final of 2023 in Sydney, where of course we won 3-1 and progressed to the final. But shortly before that, in the lead-up to the competition, we met at Brentford in a friendly, losing 2-0, which was Serena's first defeat. A game that brought an end to an unbeaten streak of 30 games. Then before that, it was just friendly games that stretched back to 2003. Let's go to Gravesend. Let's talk with Zoe from the Lionesses Den. Zoe, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Not too bad, thanks. Bit tired, come off a night shift, 4 hours sleep this is. So, yeah.
That's good for 4 hours sleep.
Not bad, used to it, so.
Now, many people may be aware of the Lionesses Den. You had quite a bit of media attention, I think, during the summer, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit busy over the summer, but I kind of pushed for it a little bit and then it just went a little bit mad. Obviously, I expressed a lot more media interest. In the end, I was batting people away because I work full time as well, so I couldn't make certain appointments. They wanted me on TV. It was like a rag doll being pulled. But it was good. It was really good, really cool experience. It got the Not that I make any money out of this. This is my passion. Like, we just built it for us to watch football, but it kind of exploded, which is quite nice. So just to explain, this is a pub you've built in your garden? Yeah, it's not a very big garden either, but yeah, it was a shed originally. So we got like an old council house, so they're very well built, concrete building outside. Used to use it as a shed, then we turned it into a gym, then it was a shed. But we kind of like, it'd be really nice to have like an outbuilding, even though our garden's not massive. But there's like literally council garages, not like a stone's throw away. So if we could get one of them, we could empty the shed completely and build it into a pub, which is exactly what we did, with the help of like father-in-law, who's like an ex-builder. He done like the big stuff, like the window, the electrics, and then we did all the pretty stuff and paint. But yeah, it's a team effort. Very short commute. Yeah, definitely. Very short commute. It's about 15 steps away from the back door.
I can see we're obviously speaking at the moment. I can see the corner of it. There's various photos and it's decorated. How how a pub should be.
Yeah. I mean, these were the first when we won the Euro 22 competition. We bought these, the limited edition ones. I can't remember the name of the company now, but bought them off them, and they framed them all for me. So then chucked them up on here. I was kind of hoping they would do this year's ones, but this pub is so small. I thought if I bought them, I had nowhere to put them, so it would have probably extended into the house. But yeah, so it's just got loads of memorabilia of the Lionesses. I'm trying to not buy more, but it's hard not to. And then I'm trying to squeeze it into corners and think of clever ways of putting it in here. So it's not very big.
So for those of us that can't see it, obviously it's been an audio podcast, just give us a little visual guide to the pub. Is there a bar in there?
Yeah, we got so it's as you walk in, it's literally 2.1 meters by 2.7.
Yeah,
I can remember that from building all the paneling. So we got wall paneling, very sort of dark colours. It's very cosy. So it's green and I think it's called black ink, which is basically a posh name for black blue. Yeah, it's just like wooden furniture. We've got Chesterfield chairs, very comfortable. So when you sat in here watching the football, you're not sat on a hard wooden bar stool.
Nice.
Nice little fire in the corner. It's like a Calagas one. It looks like a real fire, which is what we wanted to go for. My favourite part is the sash window, which has got the England vinyl, the decals. Very stressful. I had to stick them on myself. That's my Panini sticker skills coming into play from a kid. I still do them now.
Don't we all?
It's good fun. It's just,
yeah.
I know I'm like a 42-year-old woman doing them, but I don't care. Just medals like from the Lionesses, not real ones. They're just replicas. Lights, bar fonts, glasses. It's just what you would expect in a pub. Dog's bed, very important for the little dog. Loads of little trinkets. You'd be standing, walking around for ages. Well, not walking around, looking around for ages, finding new bits and pieces. So,
love it. And the TV dominates.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, that was actually a freebie. So I don't know if you were aware. I did an advert for Sky Glass back in the 23 World Cup and got to meet Leah Williamson, which was pretty cool. And they gave me the TV free for the pub.
Wow.
Yeah, so nice Sky Glass in the TV, perfect. Shame the pub wasn't bigger because they said you can have any size you want. I'm like, I can only have the small one. But it's perfect, yeah.
Lovely. Oh, that's great stuff. You've given us a little guide around it. What's the most people you've had in there?
Maximum occupancy of 6.
Okay. Standing room only.
You could squeeze. If it was standing, you could probably squeeze 7. But yeah, it's not big at all. It's not big.
Oh, great stuff. And do you have to have a license there?
No.
Have you got your name above the door, proprietor?
I do actually. Well, actually not above the door because couldn't fit it above the door because there's no room. So it's over by the TV. There is a little license plaque there.
Yeah.
But no, we don't sell drinks. We just bring your own drinks. We provide what we can. Yeah. So.
Oh, great stuff. So take us back to your football childhood and following England. How was all that? How did that start?
Well, my family are massive football fans. This is very complicated. I'll try and short it down. So when my family are Scousers, so born in Liverpool, moved to the Isle of Wight. My mum was 6 when she moved there. That's why I don't have a Scouse accent. So growing up as a Liverpool fan, Scousers are very passionate. So I supported Liverpool. I grew up playing football since about 2. I think I've got a picture of me with football and just sort of cottoned on from there, really. I had an uncle, he lives in Liverpool now. He's very, very passionate Liverpool fan. Sort of grew up. And then as a female playing football, at school especially, there was no school team. And I used to really, really annoy my PE teachers. I'm like, why is there no football team for girls? Well, there's no interest. I'm like, there is. I know there's girls on the playground. They want to play football. So my PE teacher, obviously, I caught him on a short moment one day, a weak moment, and he said, if you can get a team together tomorrow lunchtime here at whatever time, I'll put on a girls' football team. So I was like rallying all the girls around, and we got, I think it was 16 girls.
Wow.
And he was like, oh, okay. Didn't know there was an interest. It started from there. So I started the girls' team at my high school. So I'm quite passionate about it. And then went on, joined a club on the Isle of Wight, played there, and obviously looking for female role models to watch, basically. And that's when I noticed Kelly Smith back in the day. Like, oh my God, that girl is just an amazing player. Yeah. It's a shame if she wasn't 15 years younger, she would be winning the Ballon d'Or every year. She was amazing. I don't know if you ever saw her play.
Played for Arsenal, didn't she? Arsenal ladies.
Yeah, unreal. So obviously followed her. She went to America, kind of lost touch with her a bit. And then, yeah, just trying to find female role models. She come back, played for Arsenal. And that's when I started to support Arsenal ladies. Obviously, that felt a bit wrong, being a Liverpool fan all those years ago. But, yeah, so started following Arsenal ladies. And it's just stuck. Like, I can't veer away from him. My favourite player is Beth Mead. Again, plays for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So when people say, who do you support? It's like, Liverpool men, but Arsenal ladies. They're like, what? So that's where that comes from. But yeah, played football, realised I'm not going to be a professional footballer. I can't be bothered running that much. Like, it bores me. So then moved to the sideline, went to university, did sports therapy, did physiotherapy, got into football. So I physioed for Barnet ladies, Brentford ladies, and then Middlesex Centre of Excellence. That's where I met Chloe Kelly, Anna Philby, and Rihanna Dean. They're the three like big names. Yeah. So Rihanna's plays for Southampton. Anna plays for Watford. She's just been called back up to the Wales team. And then obviously everyone knows Chloe Kelly. So yeah, I was a physio for a couple of years. Then left that role, and unfortunately life just got in the way. Never really got back into the physio side of things, but very, very passionate fan now. So
absolutely. Oh well, are you still in touch with Chloe Kelly?
No, I'm in touch with Anna and Rihanna, but Chloe, she's too busy for me.
Oh, I don't
she
know.
Might remember me. I have no idea, but she's busy girl. So
I think one day there'll be a seat for her in the pub there.
There's always a seat here for Chloe. Always a seat.
So obviously there's your journey looking at the football and being the physio. When did the Lionesses sort of enter your life?
Probably when I was about 15. So what's that? Oh God, show my age, like 25 odd years ago. Obviously not popular at all then.
No.
I used to try my hardest to find any information to go and watch and play. And my mum's partner at the time, he just loved football. So he came to a couple of games with me over at like Southampton. I think England played Holland once. Kelly Smith scored a hat-trick. So pretty much since then, I actually looked up to a player called Danielle Murphy as well. She was an England right back. And then you fast forward like 15 years later when I'm working for Barnet Football Club, and Danielle Murphy stood there, and I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So then I was like her physio. I thought, this is mad. Like, it's really
like cool. A sliding doors moment.
It is, yeah. Then I ended up working with the likes of like Hope Powell, Karen Carney. They won't remember because it was like a night they would come down, right, and I was just stood at the side, but they were there. We played friendlies against Arsenal ladies, like absolute starstruck, like Kelly Smith playing. I was like, oh my God, this is mad. I'm getting paid for this. Not a lot, but I couldn't make a career out of it back then because it wasn't really a thing, unfortunately. No. So, yeah.
And obviously, we all know how the Lionesses have blown up. I don't know if blown up's the right phrase to use, how they've just emerged into everyone's consciousness now. I mean, I've got a daughter who looks up to them, and much like yourself, Beth Mead is her player. She's got a shirt with Mead on the back.
Right. Well done.
So, yeah, I mean, the double Euros champions. Did you get to any of those tournaments?
We were at the one in England, the 22. Yeah, we went to pretty much every England game, including the final, which was just a mad day. Absolute crazy. Like, we went to Box Park before. It's become a bit of a tradition now because it's so much fun. So we went in there, met Emma Hayes. She was there. She was a little bit worse for wear, shall we say.
I get the impression that she likes to drink and likes to be involved.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't obviously harass her too much because loads of people were asking for photos. And you just think, leave them. I know we did it as well, but it's like, okay, let's leave her alone. She's having her day too. But yeah, we went to that. Didn't get to obviously the other one in Switzerland because we were working. We've got other holidays planned, and we thought it's going to cost a fortune. Yeah. Annual leave, we didn't have any because of all the other stuff we got planned. So we thought we'd just make it good at home. So so we didn't get to that one.
Fair enough. And obviously there was the World Cup in Australia where we got to the finals, runners up there. Yeah. It's just such a good time for England women at the moment, and to now be playing again following the Euro final and win in the summer. There was always, I kind of thought if they didn't win during the summer, whether it would drop off. And the fact that they've won again, it's still riding that amazing
wave.
And obviously the WSL is fantastic at the moment. So for these 4 friendlies to come round across the country, I think is important.
Yeah, that is important. Yeah,
so many people can go and see them again.
Exactly. Like you say, it's very important to go around the country. So I think a lot of people are so focused on Wembley Stadium that you forget up north. Like when they play up north, I don't travel necessarily up north just because of work and life and stuff like that. So, maybe I need to make a bit more of an effort, but everyone works. And so it's nice to have it local so you can nip up for the day rather than think, oh God, I've got to book annual leave. I've got to travel, stay overnight. So it's so important to try and dot them around. And it is literally, you've got Southampton, is it Manchester, maybe London, and I can't remember
Derby's the other one.
That's the one. Yeah. So that is so important, and it's good because then all the fans can see so I'm assuming they'll show the trophy. So we're going to the China game at Wembley.
I see you there.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So exactly. So it's easy for us. We just hop on a train and we're there, same as everyone else, especially with families with kids. They can't drag all their kids down to Southampton or London if they live up in Manchester. It's quite tactful, very clever.
Yeah, no, it's good planning on the FA's behalf.
Definitely.
Let's just have a look at the squad, which I assume you've seen. Obviously some of the regular players. Obviously we've mentioned Chloe Kelly. But there's a couple of players who I'm sure you can probably maybe enlighten some listeners about. Taylor Hines and Katie Reid, who have both been called up for the first time, both Arsenal.
Yeah, obviously, that's my team. So Katie Reid has come into her own recently. So she has been sort of dabbling with the first team over the last sort of year, I would say. But because Leah Williamson's out injured at the moment, she's been thrown in that deep end. It's like, right, okay, you're starting and you're playing 90 minutes pretty much. And she shined. Like, she's shown she is the future of the England defence. She's brilliant. She's quick. She's strong. She's young, so she still has things to learn.
Of course.
But what better way than to just throw her in the deep end and just get on with it? And she's got good players around her to learn from. Obviously, Leah's going to be there in her ear as well, helping. But she's great. And then obviously Taylor Hines, originally at Liverpool, has had to move from Liverpool for some reason. I don't know. There was a little bit of a mass exodus at Liverpool at one point. Yeah. I do think it was because maybe Matt Beard left because I think he was quite a popular person. Obviously, he left, and it seemed like a bit of a, oh, right, well, if he's gone, I'm gone.
Bit of a domino effect, wasn't it?
I think so. I mean, that's my opinion. So Taylor Hines leaving Liverpool's Arsenal. She was previous Arsenal anyway. So it was kind of like Chloe Kelly, go back home, as they call it. And she's a great player anyway. But I think playing at that little bit higher level, it's sort of made Serena think, okay, yeah, she's quick. She's a good option for left back. So, yeah, why not? Like, give her a chance. The team looks like a lot of youth. And I think she's now starting to think, okay, I've got an aging team. Let's start playing around, especially that like midfield. There's a lot of new names that people might not know, or I mean, even me, like I'm sort of trying to keep up with them all now because they're all new and coming through from different teams. It's quite hard to keep up sometimes. So
yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I totally know the feeling, but I think that just shows the amount of talent that we've got coming through, and Serena's happy to experiment, yes, but happy to get them in and see them and see what they're capable of.
Yeah, I mean, Serena's a funny one. So I think she's brilliant. When I heard she was joining, I told my other half that is the biggest signing I've ever seen in England ever. And she was like, never heard of her. Like, oh my God. Like, that blew my mind. So when she came, I knew we were in good hands.
Yeah.
Obviously, didn't expect necessarily winning all this stuff. I knew she was a good manager, but she's a funny one. She'll bring all these kids in. They probably won't even get 1 minute on the pitch. But what it does give them is that being within the team, experiencing the training regimes, St. George's Park, travelling, being part of a team, especially a winning team like that. So, a lot of people will complain about her selection. She constantly keeps picking the same team. Well, that's because they win. So I support Serena in whatever decision she makes because she obviously knows what she's doing. Like, her track record is unreal. She is, for me, the best female manager in the world. Like, I know you've got Emma Hayes, amazing. Sonia Bonpastor, amazing. But there's something about Serena, how she works things. She's very personal, very, very empathetic person. You can see all the little touches she has in the training ground that it obviously works.
Yeah, well, it's proven, not just for the Lionesses, but for the Dutch as well, where she had success as well. And you say about the players coming in and they may not get minutes. I think that was the same for Michelle Adjiman, wasn't it? And she had to bide her time. And then when she got her chance, well, she took it straight away.
Took it literally. I mean, that first goal she scored for England, if it was at 41 seconds,
give or take,
what a half volley! Like, what the? Are you joking? Like, you're so young. Yeah. But then they've got no fear, have they? They come on. I've got nothing to lose. Let's just throw myself into it. And I mean, what a player! She's still so young and learning, but if she continues in that development, I mean, it's good. I think it's a good move, her being at Brighton still on loan, because Arsenal, you look at their squad, like, it's huge. And you're not going to put Michelle Adjiman in front of Alessia Russo. You're just not. Yes, she might get 10 minutes here, 15 there. But if you want to develop her, she needs 90 minutes week in, week out. And she's pretty much getting that at Brighton. And they're a good side. They're a really good side. So tough to beat.
Yeah. No, the loan system has been taken advantage of there, and it's working for everyone.
Yeah. No, it is.
Yeah. So do you see these two? Well, there's 4 friendlies, isn't there, really? But Brazil and Australia are going to be tough. Yeah,
definitely. Brazil have got, obviously, an issue with us because of when we beat them at the Finalissima.
Yeah.
Which we were at that game. That was a really cool game. So, I mean, Brazil, they went through a phase. They were an Asian team and they didn't really have the youth coming through. I've not really kept an eye on them. I know, obviously, I've heard Marta's come back, which is crazy. Like, that woman is an absolute legend. I think she's 40, maybe.
She's 40-ish. I remember. I wasn't aware that she'd come back. I have to be honest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's come back. She retired, and it was like, no, actually, I'm going to come back. How long for? I don't know. Yeah. But I think, well, if she can play, why not? Like, she's Marta. You're not going to say no, are you? So, yeah, I don't know about their youth really. Not really kept an eye on them, but I know Australia are always a decent side. Yeah. Most of them are over here, so. Unfortunately, we're developing other countries by having one of the best leagues in the world. But it'll be tough. But we'll match it, no problem.
Yeah, of course. Sam Kerr being the one of the toughest players there, isn't she?
Yeah, I mean, she's obviously had quite a serious injury, still coming back from it. But you would never write her off. Never. Yeah. She is a born goal scorer.
Well. We shall see how they go. I say the game's being played late October. Lovely to speak to you. Tell us a little bit about where we can. I see you're on the socials, aren't you? Where can we find you?
Yeah. So mainly Instagram. I tried dabbling in TikTok, but I'm not really into big video stuff. So mainly on the Instagram page. You've got a Lionesses Den page. That's basically where we're at.
Cool. All right. Well, as I say, it's lovely to speak to you.
Thank you.
Good luck with any future media pub appearances.
Yeah.
More freebies coming your way.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm not pushing for it much. It's just, like I say, it's a pub in our garden. If anyone wants to talk to me about it, I will talk your head off about the women's football. So see what happens.
I'm going to take you up on that. Shall we speak next month?
Absolutely, no problem at all.
Thank you to Zoe there. Hopefully we'll catch up with her again soon. Go check out the Lionesses Den page on Instagram. You'll get more of an idea of what it actually looks like. Now, we both gave an insight into a few of the newer players, and as tends to happen, we get some withdrawals. There was no WSL this past weekend. The Women's League Cup group stage took centre stage. However, we spoke about Katie Reid, and of course, on Monday, she withdrew from the squad with what is being called a small injury. But she's been replaced by Liverpool's Grace Fisk, who too is uncapped. She has been part of the senior squad before. She went to the 2020 She Believes Cup under Phil Neville, but he didn't play her. So Reid now joins Grace Clinton, who over the weekend also withdrew. She didn't take part in Manchester City's League Cup game against Newcastle. And it would appear at the time of recording, she hasn't been replaced. So the squad is down to 24 players. We'll obviously see Grace Clinton again very soon, I'm sure. But don't forget all that we said about Katie Reid. Don't discard it, as I'm fairly confident she will be back in a future squad. So let's leave it there then. Thank you as always for tuning in. Always appreciated. Never taken for granted. Don't forget you can follow the show on social media. Just search Three Lions Podcast. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Give it a follow, a like. They are just as appreciated. And if you want to rate the show at your provider of choice, please feel free to do so. And if you want to get in touch, use those social channels. If you've got an idea for the show on the women's front, run it by me. Let's see what we can do. The email is there too, threelionspodcast@gmail.com. Now, if you are going to either game or both of them, the one against Brazil in Manchester or Australia at Derby, have a safe time, safe journey, enjoy it. and I'll be back with you very soon for some more England-related content. I hope you can join me for it. So until then, take care of yourselves. Cheers.